Welcome, Flyers fans. You're listening to Chris Mayer, Flyers Fan Mania 93 on YouTube.
All right, so Flyers pick up a 6-3 win over the Montreal Canadiens, break the losing streak, and they played pretty good tonight. Again, they put up a lot of positives. Put up 6 goals for the first time in a long time. A lot of guys played well. Linus Hochberg made his NHL debut, which I did say at the end of that last video that I pretty much figured that Hochberg would be called up. So lines for this one were a little bit different. Lawton, Hayes, Konechny, Van Riemsdyk, Farabee, Brink, Cates, Frost, Tippett, Lindblom, Thompson, McEwen, Provorov, and Adard, Hochberg, Sanheim, Yandel, Zamula. Jones was in it for this one. So the Flyers start out this game with first couple of minutes going by, only one shot apiece a team. Pretty much till the first TV timeout. It was kind of back and forth. Not really much was going on. Provorov had a shot high for the Flyers. It was a pretty good early chance. Anderson was almost wide open. Sanheim was tripped in the other corner and almost ended up going in, and the Flyers got a goal. Brink wins the battle. JVR decided that, just banks it right off Price and in, so 1-0 Flyers. Habs had a couple chances. Hochberg was out of position. PHI ended up missing a low blocker. So, as it looked like the Flyers might have been able to have a chance and have a play in this game where they were at least not going to give up the tying goal like 30 seconds later. They did that. It was right away, usually is when it happens, but they ended up having a couple. Jones had like a routine save. And then that was pretty much it. But then this is when the Canadiens started to get a couple chances. Then Tippett had a nice move, drew a penalty. Flyers had a power play. So, if there was one thing that honestly aggravated me throughout this entire game, was the fact that every power play they had, the Flyers gave up some sort of shorthanded chance for Montreal. First power play here, they have a couple chances, the 2-on-1. Tippett had a pretty good showing on his power play. Then he had a 2-on-1 with Frost, ended up going high, and then Provorov would score off a face-off win, 2-0. Then Gallagher scores. Let's talk about this goal. So, it's funny because Jim Jackson said this on the broadcast, and I was thinking the same thing. How if you remember Drew's 1,000th game, the no goal call on Atkinson for the high stick, that would have been the tying goal, where the puck just literally slid over the line. They waved that off. This, though, apparently can't review it. That's, I don't know. It's things like that. And then it's just so funny because then the Canadiens, like 2 or 3 shifts later, want to raise their hands off of an offside call. I'm like, you literally just got to go off of a hand pass. I don't think you should be looking for any type of call right now. It's just an unbelievable miscall. And it's mind-boggling how that continues to happen. Because it even seems like in recent years it's happened with the Flyers. Like, Robert Hagg a couple seasons ago had a penalty on a high stick that wasn't even his. Like, it's things like that, and it's so aggravating. Like, so you always kind of get that, and Habs get that goal, and then they get a power play right after. They got some momentum after that goal. Flyers did a good job keeping them out of it. I thought the Flyers did a really good second period. They get an early power play, another shorthanded chance. That's the one bad thing that came out of this game, was the shorthanded chances. Lindblom had a shot that ended up going high. Brink fired high on a 2-on-1. Then he set up JVR in tight. Petrie would end up scoring to tie the game 2-2. It was Evans. It was a shot from Petrie that deflected in by Evans. Then Lindblom would score off of a weird goal. Price did not look good tonight. Handful of goals. He definitely should have had. The third goal from Lindblom. The 4-2 goal from Konechny, which came a couple minutes late after a 2-on-1 with Brink. It was a really nice setup. And Brink actually almost trying to pass it over to Van Riemsdyk, but ended up going right in on Price. So 4-2, the Flyers get another goal. And the third period was just really defensive, structured hockey. It wasn't really anything crazy. Montreal didn't have much bite in the first 10 minutes. Flyers weren't really doing much, just getting pucks in, changing, things like that. And they ended up getting 2 goals off of a after a power play. So they had a power play, another shorthanded chance, Canadians to the crossbar. It was just unbelievable how many crossbars, or excuse me, not crossbars, but at least chances the Canadians had, whether it was opposed to save. Jones had a couple saves, on the power play. So that's one thing they have to eliminate. And I said that recently. That's if there's anything with the power play, it's giving up the shorthanded chance. Like the fact that you're giving up more chances going the other way when you have less guys on that's a problem. That's the number one thing that needs to just be gone. So it will be nice if in the remaining 4 games they could just completely eliminate that, and tonight be the last night of that. 2 goals, Frost would score. Really nice to see Frost get rewarded. I thought he had a good defensive game against Toronto, and there's been talk with him. I didn't necessarily think he was great the last handful of games, especially the back-to-back versus Buffalo. I didn't really notice him too much. But I thought he had a good game tonight. I thought Tippett looked really good tonight. JVR would score again off the rush, and then Caulfield would get a goal basically from the corner. Which is a weird goal right there from Jones. But, overall the Flyers pick up another win. It's things like this that I like to see, because I know there's 4 games left. I know that Seattle ended up winning last night, and that put the Kraken ahead of the Flyers. Flyers went down a spot, and I know I had that tweet and everything. But a night like this is good, because it's like we haven't seen this in a while. The team was losing a handful in a row there. They weren't playing their best. Felt like they actually played for their goaltender tonight. It's one thing they haven't really done recently. They actually played for the goaltender, scored some goals for Jones, and they ended up picking up a win. I thought a lot of guys played well. I thought Sanheim had a good game. I thought Provorov had a good game. Konechny. Thought Hayes looked good. Tippett, Frost. I thought Linus Hochberg. He had a couple iffy plays early on, but I thought he settled into the game pretty well. And again, the Flyers end up picking up a win. Again, it was just really solid game overall, and it was good to see late in the year, because there hasn't been many of those really solid wins this season, and this was definitely one of them. So, let me know your guys' thoughts below. Remember, SeatGeek Air Construction. You can check them out in the description below as always, and same thing with the merchandise as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon.